is collab time.
Yeah, it's collab time.
Hello. So we're gonna talk about upcoming characters for Integrated Strategies. In this video, ZaFang and I talk about which characters you should bring
In my opinion, she's actually the best 6-star sniper.
and you should pull for in the future.
I think she might be straight up the best operator to have on XP.
Literally ignores game mechanics for Arknights IS2 Integrated Strategies and have a bit of good old banter. It's really simp. I am a simp, yes. So make sure to stick around and share it with your friends so that way they can get ready as well. Let me know in the comments down below which of these characters you are most excited to use in your IS2 runs. Also, yes, I will be doing male operator only attempts on my Twitch channel, so make sure to follow so you don't miss it. And while you're here, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And of course, check me out on twitch.tv/PhillySky where this is all done live. Let's go.
PhillySky online!
Yay! Maybe you should introduce
Yeah.
yourself first. I think everyone knows who you are, but like, I don't know. For the YouTube peoples.
Alright, I'm ZaFang. I do guides. I basically just talk about Arknights. I boost
Gotcha.
Arknights. Yeah. Just check out my channel. You'll see what kind of content I make.
Yes. Channel will be
Basically
linked.
everything.
Okay, I just want to know. Who's excited for IS2? Probably everyone. Is there, who's not excited? Who's like, I hate IS2?
I actually know people who don't like
Wait,
IS.
why?
I was so surprised. Like,
How? How could you
They
not
said,
like
like,
IS2?
They didn't have enough operators or whatever.
That sounds like
fun.
me when I first started. I had like 2
Yeah.
E2s. I only had pudding and Arene. I was like, let's go. Yeah, I started my account during the Nearl Alter event, so I only had like what? 4 months to prepare? I had Purestream. It was I was like, I was very happy. I was happy with my Purestream, okay? He was, yeah. He
Yeah.
existed. He was nice. Alrighty though, I think that we are going to get started. So, alright. Welcome to our presentation. It sounds like a class project. So we're gonna talk about our top recommendations for characters to E2, but also just quick little disclaimers as well. The main characters we're gonna talk about and discuss are ones that were released after IS1, not to repeat like information. So we're not really gonna talk about like Thorns and like Exia, because like y'all know they're very good. But everything that was released after Surtur, April, and Arene onwards. So those three and then onwards we're gonna talk about, since that's all the new stuff. Since Surtur and Arene and April weren't in the game, so yeah. It's been like what? Almost 2 years now? It feels weird that's been so long since those
Holy
characters.
shit. Yeah, it's been so goddamn long. I don't think it's been 2 years. It's been like a year.
Yeah.
It's been a really, really long time.
And also, most importantly, this is not to say the characters we don't mention are bad. We simply want to recommend the characters that we think are really good MVPs and that we think that you'd enjoy a lot. We think that every character is very viable. Since this is integrated strategies, every character can work. We just think that some characters are super fun or enjoyable or just have some really interesting qualities, and I want to discuss it. So without further ado, you're
Let's
good?
go.
Yeah, let's go. Okay. All right. So first up, I want to talk about Arene. So I think Arene is very good. Okay, I have said this a lot. I almost always pick Arene over Lapland. Like, even if I have enough hope to pick, thoughts? What do you think? I always prefer Arene. I'm curious.
I think they are side grades of each other. And, like, that means that some situations you want Arene, some situations you want Lapland. But personally, I'm more comfortable with Lapland just because more damage, big damage.
Yeah, I get you.
Nice.
I just think that Arene's a really good character since he wasn't in the game, so you had no reason to like consider him, but now he's here. And I just really think that Arene is really good because he has really good control over his skill. So he can like easily control the arts output or even just go into skill 1 for the pure physical damage, which is really, really great. He also hits 2 targets just like Lapland, but he also prioritizes drones and does damage on drones, which is really good when you need to kill lots of drones and other range units, like the true
There
damage
are
balloons.
a lot of stages with drones.
Yeah.
IS2.
The freaking balloons.
I would say that 5 stars now are way better. You can really pick 5 stars and you'll be fine. They don't feel like a waste anymore.
Yeah. I'm also totally not biased as a husband only player for picking Arene. I'm not biased.
Alright.
I'm not biased. I'm totally not unbiased. This is a very unbiased stream.
I believe that, yeah. Wholeheartedly.
But yeah, just lastly as well, he's a very cheap 4-star, being easy to get early game, and he still does really well late game, I think. Some 4-stars kind of fall off the more you go on, but I think Arene pretty much holds on throughout the entire run, I'd say.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It's just he doesn't really work for the final boss stage. But
Yeah.
other than that, pretty much every other stage you can at least help in.
Yeah, I often don't use Arene on the final boss, but I'll have him like kill the small side enemies and stuff. He's very good at just like killing small little things, or like the drone balloons and stuff. And with that, I think we're gonna go on to the next slide. So.
Alright.
I'm curious about this because I've never picked her once. I'm really curious what you're gonna say.
I just gotta
I'm so
preface
curious.
this. A few of my picks are just broken operators. But I thought it would be worth mentioning at least. La Pluma specifically is... Well, La Pluma is one of them, but La Pluma specifically works really well with relics. She's absolutely insane with relics. She's 3-0. You can just start with her.
I get what you mean, yeah.
And you still have more hope to get other stuff too. Rather than getting a 6-star and you only have enough for... Well, you don't have enough for anything else, but you can pick like other 4-stars with her. She pretty much solos all of the first 2 chapters.
Oh, that's so smart. I didn't think about
She heals
that.
herself.
Yeah.
So you don't even have to worry about medics or whatever.
Oh,
And
that's smart. I should pick her next time today.
she works extremely well with
That's so
3
smart.
relics. There's the guard book that increases block count. And with more block count, she can heal more.
That's...
With attack speed,
You're so
heals
smart.
even more.
Wait. I never
and there's
considered
the
that.
spinach. Wait, you know about the spinach, right?
Yeah, I know about that. I
Yeah,
have a
yeah,
little
so- That's one goes hard.
PNG of it.
Why do you have a PNG of it? What
Of course I do. I saved the spinach.
My God.
Spinach.
Oh, you never considered me this smart. I can't believe this.
But I never considered her because, like, I always get afraid if she's gonna, like, die, but I never really thought about the fact if I just get attack
she's
speed.
in-
Yeah, the only thing is, though, I guess since I don't have her on my own account personally, if I have to pick her, I have to pick her round 1, otherwise I can't get her.
Her range, it's better than a bunch of cards actually because of how you can position her. And she doesn't get hit. A big part of IS2 is how getting hit kills you. Does 70 damage and all that. But
Yeah.
she can mitigate that problem by just facing another direction and killing even with that, which is cool.
Yeah, also I was gonna say as well, I actually should have said this earlier, if you don't know, if you don't have these characters we're gonna mention, but your friends do, so in the past with IS1, you couldn't pick friend supports, but in IS2, only the first round, but you can actually pick friend characters, which is really good. So I always pick like, maybe a friend Silver Ash, or I'll pick like Spectre, and you have all the masteries, all the potentials. You can pick any skill you want as well. It's not like normal friend supports where you can only take the skill they have. You can take any skill with all the masteries they have. So if you don't have these characters, don't worry, you can still try them all out. I have lots of comments saying like, I don't have Passenger on my recent Passenger video. I was telling people you can still get these characters without actually like having them on your
my
account.
God.
So yeah.
I remember not having Passenger and having to borrow him every time.
I did that too.
I managed to get him from his rerun, thankfully, but before then it was...
Yeah, I gotta wait
struggle.
for that rerun. I do Husbando only, but I don't have Passenger yet.
Can't fucking believe this.
Alrighty though. Next character, Mr. Lee, broken character.
My beloved.
Mr. Lee, our beloved broken character. So talent 2 literally ignores game mechanics. Basically, if you have extra DP, he'll just like take that extra DP. I forget the exact amount. I'll just insert in my
It's 5
video.
DP.
5 DP, okay. Furry Sky, if that's what it is, that's what it is, okay? He's good, okay? I'll be a furry if that's what it takes. This man is broken. He just straight up ignores stuns. So for instance, on the upcoming CC number 9, I think? The recent CC on CN server. Yeah, on CC number 9, he shreds the flowers from the Chalter Gladiia event. He's so good against them.
And he solos the boss too.
He does. I used him instead of a defender, actually.
Oh my God.
I was like, I don't need defenders. I just need Mr. Lee. But yeah, he's really freaking good. He dodges. He does arts damage. He pushes. He has 3x3 range. He does everything. He
just
pays
kinda
your
does
taxes.
everything, yeah.
He does the laundry. He makes food for you. He does everything.
Like, the only thing that he struggles with is elite enemies. Like he still has the damage to do it, but it just takes a while.
He's really good against like small little like hordes of enemies, but I do agree against like he's not really a boss killer. Maybe like bosses that move around a lot, but like stationary bosses, like the bear for instance, he's kind of iffy, which is the second ending of the bear.
Oh,
I mean, then again, he
no.
could avoid dodges or the stuns, maybe?
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Nah, he doesn't really have the damage output for it, in my opinion. But yeah, he's still a great pick
Yeah.
in 99% of the maps.
And as well, what I want to say is that if I recall, it's during Mr. Lee's release, during the Ling banner, the what's gonna be our probably half-year anniversary, he's really good with the module that he gets. His module makes him only take 2 DP, which means that unlike taking 3 DP as his default, which will not let you actually generate any DP, if he's only taking 2 DP, you can actually still slowly gain DP. It's not fast, but it's possible, and it's actually really freaking good. My chat says I'm in simp mode. If I'm in simp mode for Mr. Lee, that's fine. He deserves to be simp for. He's so good. Please
I love Mr. Lee.
pull him, build him, love him, give him lots of love and care. He's great. All right.
You are legally allowed to pull for Ling if
Yes.
you go for Bleed.
I agree. All right. Next up, speaking of which, Ling, another broken character. Broken character.
Oh, I hate this character. That's so good.
The bane of
Alright,
all
well,
Arknights meta.
I will I'll try to briefly get into a kit, even though
Briefly.
oh, there's so much to get into. Alright, so her summons have the stats of Mudrock. And that's the lower form. Mudrock level stats.
Someone in chat said ban her.
And they are also AoE guards. Not exactly AoE, they only 2 blocks, so they only attack 2 enemies. But you get the idea, they're multi-target and they deal with enemies really, really well. And you can convert them into even bigger Mudrocks that have like twice the stats.
Wait, like, why does she have 4 block? Who wouldn't, I just want to know who in Hypergift's dev team was like, she needs 4 block, like, why? And her freaking skill 3 does like passive arts damage when enemies like just walk through it. It's like, it's still broken.
It does up to, with the new module,
Oh no.
230,000 damage
No!
on skill 3. And just to give you an idea of what that looks like,
Oh no.
Patriot has 45,000 HP.
Oh
And
no.
even with just 1 dragon, be it like lower form or higher form, just the skill activation can kill most of them. You don't need to have like 2 or whatever. You only need 1. It's crazy.
Oh no.
And that's just talking about skill 3. Skill 2 can be used for drone mats.
Yeah, all of her
Skill
skills are
1
very
can be used
good.
for rush mats. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just S3 is like the most broken. Basically, if you want to win the game,
Mm.
you pick her.
Exactly, yep. Oh, right. Also, if you time her summons correctly, they can basically like never die because whenever she turns one of her original summons into the leveled up version, they get all their HP back.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if they were like about to die, they just respawn with full HP. So yeah, Ling
Someone
is
actually
broken.
soloed hard mode of IS2.
Wait, hard
only
mode?
Yeah. I think it's the only hard mode solo to exist.
You can solo hard mode with her?
Yeah.
Oh my
Just
god.
to give you an idea of how crazy she is, if you couldn't already tell. If you don't like the mode, if you just want the rewards, borrow her.
True, true. Someone in chat said, I remember really picking Ling and losing anyways.
Oh
Okay,
my
don't.
God, I
It's
can't
it's
believe
not
this.
Ling. It's me. It's me. Okay. It's not Ling. It's me. Passenger.
Go on.
Okay. So I would say Passenger, very very good. However, he pretty much needs the 2 SP buff. He doesn't need it, I guess, but without it, I would never really pick him. I don't know. In my recent video, I did like a whole showcase of this module. I had this module, I had the item that whenever you get attacked, you get 1 SP, and I had like I had like all the SP regeneration things I could get for him. In this video, when I edit this, I'll insert a clip of it. Go, 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 go. Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. It was insane. We went to like, you know those like maps you lose HP constantly?
Oh yeah, holy shit.
Oh my god, look at Passenger. He never lost his skill. He had 100% uptime. It was the funniest thing ever. So he's definitely gonna shine a lot more with his module. The item for him, the hands, like the it's a caster buff for splash casters, blast casters, and chain casters. So like Passenger, Ifrit, and Leonhardt. I just want to talk about this real quick. I've used that same buff on like Purestream and Leonhardt. As you can imagine, as a husband only player, I have to do that. I tried it on them. I didn't really like how it fell on characters that weren't passenger. I don't know. I feel like the buff didn't play as nicely. That
Passenger
we're not
just
chaincasters.
feels different.
Yeah, I think partially the reason why as well is the fact that because Passenger's third skill is a skill that can hold charges, while he's using his skill, he can still get SP versus other casters,
Yes.
which will not get SP during their skill duration. So I think that's why the buff works so for Passenger. It's almost like it's tailor-made for him, basically.
You basically can get a full skill charge if you attack like 2 enemies at once with skill 3. It works with Leonhard S2, but he doesn't. Leonhard can't get SP when he's using S2.
Yeah,
It's only on his auto attacks.
it's really just a passenger artifact, I'd say.
Yes. His autos are disgustingly good. His
Mm-mm.
auto attacks are, in my opinion, chaincaster auto attacks are the best in the game.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
with module that becomes even better.
Mhm.
So that's why I always pick it. And then even without the item, you can still S3 burst things. And with attack speed buffs, you could go for like S2 to perma slow, or if you get enough, his auto attack just perma slow.
I can't even imagine. I've not even
so
tried
he's-
that. Oh my gosh.
I really like playing him even without the hand.
All right. Well, speaking of chaincasters, I have one more chaincaster to talk about as well. Pudding as well is, I think, a really solid character to pick. I don't usually use her in my late game runs, like the boss maps, but I think for a 4-star to pick in like your first like 2 or 3 rounds, I think she's really good. Her overall DPS is like very nice for a 4-star. Her module makes her do no damage reduction at all. She can't utilize the SP buff, the passenger caster buff. She can't utilize it as well as passenger, since during her skill duration she can't get SP, so she's just kind of basically the entire artifact is null during her skill, but before her skill she can easily get it. But she's really good for dealing with the runners, so the guys that can't be blocked. And in general, I just say, yeah, she's very solid. I think she's a good 4-star to pick at the start of the game, since she's also
I
very
agree.
cheap.
Yeah. It's the same
Yeah.
thing as I mentioned with Passenger, that their auto attacks are just really good.
Someone also mentioned Lazy. So we were not really going to talk about characters that were released before Surtur, since Lazy was released during, what was that? When was that? Holy crap.
Stories of Afternoon.
Oh,
With
wow.
KOB.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah. We weren't really going to talk about her, but now you mention it. What are your thoughts on Lazy? I don't ever really, for me, it's either Pudding or Passenger. I don't know.
Problem is that her skills are terrible. So
Yeah.
in my opinion, she's not really worth the 1 extra hope.
Yeah. Unless you want like
Unfortunately.
all the chain casters, then I guess go for it.
She still has the same benefits as the other chain casters, but the other 2 are just better.
Rumby says Lazy so good looking though. I mean, that's true. She's waifu.
She is good looking. You're right. And I like her character too.
And next character is Goldenglow, another
Yo,
pink
pink to
hair
pink.
caster.
Let's go.
All right, Goldenglow's
This
very cool.
character is absolutely cracked with attack speed. I think she might be straight up the best operator to pair with attack speed.
I have not
So
had her
with
with it
more
yet.
attack speed, you get way more drone explosions. You know how her talent lets
Oh.
So yeah, you get way more explosions, so everything just dies. But even outside of that, she's just really good for a lot of the maps and in general. Because a lot of the maps are multi-lane, there's enemies going on different paths at different times, but usually there isn't a lot of enemies, or they are weak enemies. So she can just use S3 and clap everyone. And most of the stages also don't really have a lot of things going on at once. Okay, but basically there's a bunch of stages that just have a lot of waiting time for Goldenglow to be able to charge a skill and not worry. Although you don't even have to worry about it, you can just place a blocker and you'll be fine with it. She's just really good in general.
And also, just global range is really nice. Just on another
Yes.
side note, global range is just like, it's so nice to just like turn off brain cells, click one button, there you go.
And everything dies.
It's so nice.
And she can straight up solo the first boss. But problem with her is that she basically needs E2.
Without
The
masteries,
problem
it's
with
annoying.
E1 is a lot of the maps, like I mentioned, they have weak enemies. This archetype, it works really well on single targets.
Yeah.
It works really well at killing like one big enemy, which S1 and S2 aren't really built for.
But yeah,
she's
100%.
really strong, and I would
E2.
100% recommend to E2 entry her.
Mm-hmm.
Either I'll just borrow her.
Alrighty though. Next character, so another one for you. Is it like
My
transitions
beloved.
well?
Basically, he can shoot out like the craziest DPS level. He can kill elite enemies for you. He can just do anything. And on S2, he has constant damage for stages that may not need as much DPS as S3 outputs. Like if it's only a dog rush, he can use S2 and he can just clap everything. even at E1. But with relics, he gets especially insane. With just 60 attack speed, which may seem like a lot for now, but trust me, with artifacts, it's really easy to get 60 attack speed.
Ooh,
Can permanently freeze one target.
that's
So,
nice.
yeah, it's crazy.
And also, I
And-
have this pulled up too. These, oopsie, there you go. That item right there.
Oh yeah. So those things, they deal damage
Mm-hmm.
for every second that an enemy is stunned, binded, or frozen. So basically, Gnosis S3 just does like
Yeah.
an extra 1000 DPS, which is absolutely insane. He's really, really good on, I'd say the first and the third map, the third boss map. But he can still do okay on the second one. He can't deal with the boss, but he can deal with everyone else.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So I'm gonna talk about some medics now. So Lumen, really broken medic. Really broken medic. His skill 3 just like cancels all stun. He's like, wake up now. He just completely unstuns your allies. But also want to note as well, skill 1 Lumen's really fun. Like, on another note, while his skill is not exactly the same power level as Breeze, it's a much faster Breeze skill. Basically, if you don't know, Breeze's skill 2 does like that splash AoE heal, kind of
It's
similar.
like a mix between Breeze and Silence.
Yeah, that's a good. But yeah, his skills are really great. And he's a wide range medic as well, which is really viable in IS2. You often only have enough space for maybe 1 or 2 medics, so if you can only bring 1 medic, why not just bring a really large range one? So yeah, I think he's very
Yeah, I would
good.
agree that utility is better than just pure healing for medics. And in general, in IS2, you just want utility more than someone that does something, only one thing. Because
yes,
you can't
exactly.
get that many operators.
Yes.
Especially because so many enemies in this roguelike
Mm-hmm.
deal sanity damage.
Yeah.
So they're always going to be stunning your operators. And that's
Yeah,
where Lumen S3
exactly.
goes hard.
If you have no elemental medic, this is like the best
Cool.
next thing. Similar vein as well. We
Was
have
not in EN.
Purestream as well. So I want to quickly note, Purestream was not actually in EN when IS1 released. She was in the Chinese version of the game, but she was not in EN. So I thought I'd mention her since I actually used her a lot when I first did when I first started doing the IS2. Purestream's really good. I never got a chance to try her out on EN server. But yeah, she's really freaking good. Her skill 1 is my personal favorite. It just instantly heals everyone in her range. She's a wide range medic, so she's got big range. It just heals everyone up to like what? Obviously because of her class and her talent, it reduces stun time as well. But also she's a 4-star, so she's really accessible. And I think she does pretty well late game as a healer.
Yeah, I would agree. Her S2 actually, it can compare with Cicero, but
shoot.
she goes hard. She's amazing.
Speaking of medics, Kal'tsit.
Another broken operator.
I don't really use her much because she's so expensive at the start of the game. I never get a chance to like place her.
One thing about her
Mm-hmm.
is that medic recruit tickets weren't very useful in the past.
Yeah.
That was because we didn't have the berries, we didn't, Purestream was not there for us. Other than that, it's just like Warfarin, Tilopsis that you would get. But now, with her, even if you don't get like
Yeah.
a guard ticket or whatever, you can just pick her and she can basically be dead. For Kao, I don't think I need to explain how good she is. One thing in specific that she's good against is Gobnik, the bear thing that gives extra rewards. But she can just redeploy and monster can tank 1 hit, maybe 3 hits when you're early on. And S3 is especially good in the final boss if you don't have other range options. S3 can be a good alternative because you actually have guaranteed damage against the boss who has dodge.
Can the boss dodge true damage?
No, it can't.
I see.
It's only physical and arts. That's
A
why
loophole
true
has been
damage is
found.
great.
Nice. Alright, so that's Kal'tsit. Blacknight. I want to mention Beanstalk, but it's like, but Blacknight is just like
Yeah.
miles better, right? Maybe better? I don't know. She's
No,
very good.
I'll say Mouse better.
Yeah.
Yes. But like, not better. Beanstalk is still good. It's just Blacknight is on another level.
Yeah.
I would say Black Knight isn't like an insane unit, but she's just a solid pick.
Yeah.
Her roles that she can fill are really good. She can be a lane holder, DP gen, and she can kill drones all at once. And skill 2, it actually has deceptively a lot of damage. And even if you can't kill, the fact that you can stall for your other operators and
Yeah.
general DP if you need them is great.
So
It's
yeah,
still great.
Blacknight, very good. And then another Vanguard. Saga. So I want to talk about Saga. Saga's really great. I like Saga a lot. But she can basically play the role of a guard for a lot of your runs. So whenever I need a guard, like some good DPS and also some DP, I pretty much always go for Saga. But yeah, Saga with attack buffs is just like, it's so clean. It's so nice. And the range is also really good on a specific map called Ursus Tetris. It's the one that has all the enemies coming down from the top. Her range fits perfectly there. Alrighty though. Horn.
We have our next broken operator. Woo! The reasons why Horn are in here is just reasons why she's good in general.
Broken.
Yeah, she's broken. S1, it has insane damage, and when I say insane, it does like WS1 damage, but auto and on a really short cooldown. With her range, she basically has global DPS. You can just place her anywhere and she is guaranteed to hit an enemy. Skill 2 has high burst, and the good thing about skill 2 is that it does AoE damage even on melee. The others, but with S2, you can just use as a normal blocker, as like an AoE option, and kill enemies like that. While S3 has really high burst, which you can use on the bosses specifically. She's really good against Phantom. She's basically really good against that and the second boss, the Talon. She just doesn't die. So if you guys know Skadi's module, you probably know that Skadi revives after she dies once with her module. She gets less HP, but she gains attack speed. Horn gets that, but also increases her defense. And with her already high defense, she just doesn't take damage. It doesn't matter if her HP is down. She just will not take physical damage. And usually, she won't even reach that point because she just does so much damage. She kills so fast that she will never die.
But yeah, after that, Mudrock.
Same thing, she doesn't die. S2 works really well with the spinach thing. Yeah, so there's this artifact called spinach. Either that or Syracus's Wrath, chocolate spaghetti.
I have that one too.
Your attack for 1 second after skill activation. So basically, it works really well for burst skills.
Yeah.
Or auto skills.
May works really with it as well.
Yeah, May S1.
Saga too. Saga skill too.
And Mudrock is one of the operators that gains a lot from it. Especially because she can really spam S2 a lot in the right situation. It just kills everything. Other than that, she's just good for the regular reasons. She just doesn't die, does a lot of DPS, holds lanes really well. Unfortunately, because of IS2's focus on sanity damage, she will lose out on some maps. Due to that, she'll get stunned and then you're gonna have to place someone else. It's not a big deal. She can still do a lot, but especially in the final boss stage against Phantom, there are a lot of sanity dealing guys, so you might not want to use her as your blocker that she's gonna just die.
Speaking of Mudrock, a new character that is kind of similar on his skill 1. Oh, wait, we need to get rid of the spinach. Windflit skill 1 is pretty much a carbon copy of Mudrock's skill 2. Obviously, the damage is not as high, but it holds 3 charges, does the full 3x3 AoE damage to all enemies in range. Yeah, he plays in skill 1 pretty similar to Mudrock. Obviously,
like
he's not
Mudrock, basically.
Yeah, he's not the second coming of Mudrock by any chance, but he's very good still. Very nice.
He's still really good at average DPS. Skill 2 is really underwhelming.
Yeah, it's nice for 3 stars.
It's a decent early pick.
Yeah, I would also agree. I don't really recommend him too much for like, don't go out of your way to pick him unless you're me, just want to hear him bark in combat a lot.
What? Well,
I love the barking, so it's really simp. I am a simp, yes. Okay, when I heard him bark in combat, I was like, he comes to every run now.
Oh my god.
I don't care. He's in every run from now on. I don't care if it's optimal or not, okay? He's in every run. Husbando biased, very husbando biased. Gladiia.
Speaking of bias, I love Gladiia. If I could talk about Weedy, I will also talk about Weedy. I love strategies. The thing I love about both of these is they have really high skill ceilings that allow you to use them in pretty much any stage. You can start them as the only 6-star and they will carry you throughout. With Gladiia, it's way easier because of her kit. She has self-sustain, she has good range. Weedy, you kind of need to rely on skill 3 a lot of the times. And she can deal with drones. Yeah, she can't really be your sole drone killer, but she can still help a lot in relieving pressure from your other operators. So yeah, she has a lot of ways you can use her. And pulling enemies back to where she is is actually useful in quite a lot of stages. And there's also quite a few maps with holes in them that you can just abuse with her. So yeah, she's good.
All right.
I really like her. She's almost always my first pick.
We have Nearl. I don't know why she's in front of the text. Pretend the text is there.
No, she just kind of does everything. I wouldn't say she's an amazing pick too, but she is very good at all the things that she does. I would say skill 1 is probably going to be her most used skill in IS2 just because it's such a great constant DPS skill and the extra range really helps on stages like Ursus Tetris. She can be your lane holder, she can clap all these enemies, and once you get more stuff that fill these roles better, you can switch to S2, which I will say is not terribly useful due to the nature of IS2. There isn't like one big enemy that you have to clap every time, but it can be useful as like an emergency button. Yeah, skill 3, it's a bit wonky to use, but if you can get the hang of it, it's also a good, I wouldn't want to say lane holding, but it's good at just killing enemies.
Slapping things.
Slapping enemies and having a lot of range.
Pallas. Pallas was the exact character that won me after a month of trying the bear boss. The one run that worked was Pallas. Pallas carried the bear boss, and she can carry a lot of maps. Her skill 1 with the attack buffs, broken.
Yeah.
Freaking good.
I would say she's like nowhere isn't crazy good. She's just solid with skill 1.
Yeah.
But the fact that she carries on some specific maps, I think makes it worth bringing her.
Yeah, even with like not too many artifacts, she still just is a pretty solid character. All right, next up, there's not much to say. Broken character.
Yep, broken.
Broken. She's good at slowing the lancers, so the guys on the Baron's Cadet.
Oh yes.
Ignore my note right here. She can attack it, my bad. Yeah, broken. There's not much to say. Broken character. The last sniper, Archetto.
My beloved. She's really underrated.
Really?
In general, she's just underrated. In my opinion, she's actually the best 6-star sniper. Okay, no, other than Chalter. Like best 6-star AA sniper. Better than Exu for general content, for general use. Her skills just do so much. She has so much utility with them. Like S2 has like really good range with the bounces and just great burst damage. Skill 3 has just good burst. Claps basically anything that isn't like 800 defense.
Oh.
She just destroys. And she can support other snipers too, obviously, which there aren't a lot of operators that really work extremely well with her. The one specific one that I want to talk about is Mei S1. Mei S1 works insanely well with her. Like, she basically has almost 100% skill uptime. She also does radioactive attack speed artifacts to charge even faster. And on the final boss, she just claps. With skill 3, she can even snipe Phantom.
That's a good idea. In general, lastly, elemental healers. Please level an elemental healer. There is literally every new enemy pretty much does the sandy damage. Just level 1, okay?
You can still do without them, but they just make it more comfortable.
I got away with just like E150 Honeyberry. That was all I needed for a while. Like, obviously give them E2 if you can, but have the ability to elementally heal your characters.
Yes.
And yeah.
Just raise any one of them and your runs will be much more comfortable.
I hope you all enjoyed the showcase. Let us know who your favorite was, who you like that we did not mention at all as well.
It's Gladiia. You like Gladiia?
No. Windflit.
Gladiia.
Windflit. But yeah, bye YouTube. Yes, bye YouTube. Subscribe to ZaFang. Check me out on Twitch where we do this all live. But yeah, bye YouTube. I hope you guys all enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys later. All right, YouTube moment done.
Oh God.
What was that?